Good morning in Missouri. It is 5:30 on this Thursday morning, and ABC 17 Storm Track Weather Alert Day continues this morning over those potential slick road conditions combined with these bitterly cold temperatures. Kevin and I were just outside. I think we're still thawing out from that, of course. But in just a few minutes, we have our crews in Columbia and Jefferson City to give you an idea of what roads are looking like right now. But Storm Track meteorologist Kevin Schneider is tracking these dangerous cold temperatures as you wake up this morning. Kevin, we were outside a little bit ago. There were some flurries that were coming down.
Yeah, we're seeing some low-level clouds kind of working through the area. I wouldn't expect anything out of those here as we head into the next couple of hours. What I would expect to see some problems with is these wind chills. They're going to be a problem, and especially in some of our northern counties where we have extended that wind chill advisory here down toward Randolph, back into Sheridan and Monroe counties here. It goes all the way until noon later on today, and that's for this bitterly cold air. It's starting to circulate back into mid-Missouri. 15 degrees colder than what we woke up to yesterday, and it wasn't exactly warm yesterday by any means, but what we are going to be tracking is these wind chills. And again, this is what your body experiences as you head out the door this morning. You got to bundle up. You got to cover any and all of that exposed skin, making getting a little bit worse. Down to 11 degrees below zero is what it's feeling like. But we'll kick off our team coverage. We've got crews all over mid-Missouri covering these road conditions. We'll send things over to ABC 17's Zara Barker. She's here in Columbia. Zara, what's those roads looking like this morning?
Well, Kevin, you are correct. In these bitterly cold temperatures, it is absolutely freezing out here. But as far as these roadways go, they actually really aren't too bad this morning. The main issues that we've seen are on those overpasses and bridges. Those were very icy, along with parking lots and sidewalks. But these main roads in Columbia really aren't too bad. I-70, along with Broadway, Stadium, those are the ones we've been on so far this morning. They're pretty good. They are definitely wet, so as these temperatures drop, they could get icy and slick this morning, but right now we have not had too many issues at all. Of course, we are always going at least 10 miles under the speed limit because we just want to keep it safe this morning. So if you are headed out the door, allow yourself some extra time and definitely bundle up this morning. Now we're going to check back in with our crews in the capital city. That's where ABC 17's Brittany Wiley is. And Brittany, how are the roads there?
Zara, overall, the roads are not looking too bad this morning. I've seen a few spots that I thought were some big spots of ice, and just a little bit of pressure with my foot broke that thin layer that's sitting on top of some of that water. That's probably going to change this morning because it is very cold out here this morning. I should have layered up even more than I already have. The National Weather Service suggests when it is this cold, like Kevin was talking about, to really bundle up, wear multiple layers for shirts and for pants. And you might want some extra socks. My feet pretty cold this morning as well. So if you do have to head out, you're going to want to bundle up and watch out for any of those spots that could turn into some ice. We're going to continue monitoring these conditions here in the capital city. For now, reporting live, Brittany Wiley, ABC 17 News.
All right, thank you so much, Brittany. And according to MoDOT, most of the roads across the state are looking, if you're in the northern parts, are looking a little covered, and if you're in the southern half, they're looking okay. That's what that purple and blue means up north. So make sure you double check this map as you head out the door. This is, of course, the MoDOT Traveler Map. You can do that by going to their website, or if you download their app, you can have this access as well. And road conditions have caused several schools to make some changes or cancel classes today. Now, here's a list of some of those big ones. Columbia Public Schools, Mexico, Boonville, Moberly have all canceled for today. Jefferson City Schools and Blair Oaks are currently on a 2-hour late start. We have a list of school closings scrolling at the bottom of your screen, and you can also check the full list on our website, and you know it, abc17news.com. Mizzou is planning for normal classes today. If you remember last year, there were some issues with private shuttle companies causing MU to cancel classes just a few hours before the day even started. The company reportedly had problems operating in the extreme cold. At least 2 apartment complexes saw delays with the shuttle service yesterday. MU officials say the service, though, they have confirmed that they will be running today. And if you are needing to go to a warm place to stay with this bitterly cold weather, there are some warming centers in mid-Missouri. Now, here is a list of some of the ones in Columbia. There's the ARC, the Boone County Government Center, the Mall, and the Salvation Army. And then if you're in Jefferson City, they also have the Capitol Mall, the Missouri River Regional Library, and the Clark Senior Center are all great places where you can stay warm. And the Wabash bus station downtown will be open again tonight to provide a place for people to get out out of the cold. The city opens the shelter if temperatures are forecasted to be at or below 9 degrees. It costs just over $400 each night to keep that shelter open. That money is used to pay someone to work security there. The station will be open from 7 o'clock at night till 6 in the morning. The room at the inn is also open if people need a place to stay overnight. Now, it's currently at the Missouri United Methodist Church on South 9th Street. And you want to stay up to date with the bitterly cold temperatures on this weather alert day. You can check current conditions by downloading the Storm Track weather app for free from the Google Play or Apple Store. The time now is 5:36. The number of new coronavirus cases continues to rise in China. Now, this news comes after officials thought the outbreak might have been leveling off. Yesterday, the Asian nation reported 254 new deaths and more than 15,000 new cases of the virus. Experts say it's mostly because of a new way the country is counting how many people have the disease. The new numbers mean more than 60,000 have been diagnosed with the coronavirus in China. The country's president has promised tax cuts and other aid to help with impacts the virus is having on the economy. And amid the outbreak, China is replacing its top official at the epicenter of the issue. The former mayor of Shanghai will take over as the ruling Communist Party's chief in the region. The change follows the firing of 2 top health officials over the handling of the outbreak. The coronavirus has spread from mainland China and is now affecting more than 24 countries. A man now faces up to 2 years in federal prison for his role in the death of Carl DeBrody. Yesterday, Anthony R.K. Flores pleaded guilty to lying to investigators. Court documents say he helped his mom move a crate into her storage unit in April of 2017. That was shortly after Carl DeBrody was reported missing. His body was later found inside of that crate.
And time right now is 5:37 in your weather on the 7th. Again, here's a live look as you step outside. As may not look nearly as cold, but I'm telling you, it is brutally cold out there. 7 degrees below zero is what it feels like out at FFO home with those winds out of the northwest. Again, look at what's going on in the foreground, though. We got some flurries flying here into Columbia itself. So again, it's a little bit cold out there. It's cold enough that we're squeezing some of these flurries out there. But I think the good news is, as we head into this morning, those roads are in better shape than what we honestly thought they were going to be here this morning. And I think the culprit is those winds. So it's kind of which one would you rather have here as we head into this morning? The roads be in bad shape or these wind chills get brutally cold out there, feeling like 1 degree below zero here in Columbia. But that wind's actually helping to kind of speed up that evaporation of some of that moisture on the roadways. So you can see just about area wide, a lot of us looking at 10 to 15 mile an hour sustained winds, a little bit higher out at Columbia. Jefferson City here at 19 degrees or 19 miles an hour here as you head into the capital city. But again, we're tracking some of that moisture and trying to move it off the roadways in time to where it doesn't refreeze out there. We saw plenty of rain down toward the south, plenty of snow up to our north here as you work your way north of Highway 54. So that's leading to the potential of seeing these icy conditions. Anywhere where you see this white coloring around mid-Missouri, that's where you could be seeing some slick spots developing. So keep an eye out for those here as we head into these next couple of hours. Road temperatures, again, well below freezing. Looking at 14 degrees for a temperature out on some of these surfaces. 20 degrees into Jefferson City. So checking in on those road conditions again, I-70 for the most part looks like it's in good condition. Highway 63 and Highway 24, once you get north of Boone County, that's where we're seeing some problems still, likely some ice here trying to refreeze. But we are going to try to improve things as we head into this afternoon in the way of some sunshine. That should help melt a little bit of that nonsense out on some of these roads. So that'll certainly help things out. But man, it is not going to be helping those temperatures. Still going to be battling the cold weather as we head into the rest of this storm system, not only today, but tomorrow. That's easily going to be the highest threat that we're going to be tracking. That's why we still have that weather alert day, not only for our Thursday, but into Friday. Look at those overnight lows. We get down into these single digits. Some of us may flirt with zero tonight.
Up next on ABC 17 News this morning, where the news comes first.
And we are continuing to monitor road conditions on this weather alert day as these bitterly cold temperatures could cause some refreezing. Here's a live look at downtown Columbia as you head out the door on this Thursday. We'll check back in with our crew in Jefferson City just after the break. The time now is 5:40. And Welcome back. Time now is 5:43. Back to our team coverage this morning as we have crews out on the roads checking for slick conditions on this weather alert day. ABC 17's Brittany Wiley has been driving around Jefferson City for us all morning long. And Brittany, for the most part, you're saying that roads are looking pretty good for drivers as they head out in Jefferson City.
Yeah, Deborah, overall, on these roadways, you really can't hardly tell that anything fell yesterday in terms of that snow or even that rain. Things looking overall pretty dry. There are some spots that look like ice. They're a pretty thin layer of ice at this point, but of course that could all change with just how cold these temperatures are. We're starting to see layers of ice on the cars parked along the roadways here in Jefferson City. But again, overall, in terms of road conditions, really not looking overall too bad so far this morning. Reporting live in Jefferson City, Brittany Wiley, ABC 17 News.
And the time now is 5:44 in America this morning. The chairman of the Iowa Democratic Party has resigned. Chairman Troy Price announced his resignation yesterday, saying that Iowa Democrats deserved better than what happened on caucus night. The caucus had technical glitches, which led to days-long delays in reporting. Right now, a recanvass is underway to determine an official winner. Attorney General William Barr will soon testify before the House Judiciary Committee. The appearance comes as questions swirl about whether Barr intervened in the case of Roger Stone, a longtime ally to President Donald Trump. Democrats plan to ask Barr about the department's decision to overrule 4 federal prosecutors on the amount of prison time that was recommended for Stone. Barr will testify on March 31st.
And we're continuing to track that dangerously cold weather as it works its way through mid-Missouri, but it's not going to be here too terribly long. I'll tell you how long it's going to be moving out coming up after the break. Good morning and welcome back. Continuing to track this frigidly cold air as it's already moving back into mid-Missouri. It's well entrenched in Sedalia, 8 degrees, feeling like 6 degrees below zero. We're not far from that. We're a little bit warmer, if you want to call it that. Out of Joe Mock-and-Soda, looking at 11 degrees, but you may see a flurry or two kind of dancing its way to the ground here. Latest look at that radar, though, again, not a lot showing up, really nothing into the viewing area. What we're seeing is a low layer of low-level clouds here, and it's just so cold underneath that. We're essentially wringing some of that moisture out of that cloud deck, and it's falling down as some of those flurries. Again, I don't expect that to be any sort of problem. It won't make those road conditions any worse than they already are right now. But as we head into these next couple of hours, it looks like things are at least better than what we once thought here. But latest look at some of these wind chills. Again, all of us starting to see that cold air starting to filter down toward the south and east. Lynn, you were at 25 degrees about 30 minutes ago. You're down to 11 degrees for a feels-like temperature. 1 degree below zero out at Columbia Regional Airport. 11 degrees below zero into Macon. Let's get a little bit warmer, though, heading down toward Lake of the Ozarks. We're at least on the right side of zero into those positive numbers, still hanging on to 10 degrees into Camdenton. But the big reason for that, again, is these winds that we've been tracking really throughout much of the morning. They've been howling behind this cold front here as it works its way through, but we'll see high pressures start to settle back in. You can almost see that here off to our west. That's where that center is, and as it works its way overhead as we head into the overnight hours, Thursday night into Friday, things will kind of back off wind-wise, but it's coming with some of that cold air. It's almost going to be colder here as we head into tomorrow. Wind chill-wise, though, what we're going to be feeling like, it's not going to be getting a lot better here, folks, as we head into our Thursday afternoon. We will see some sunshine. That will at least try to feel a little bit better. But heading into tomorrow morning, at least you notice those winds trying to back off. That's what Future Track's trying to point to here with these numbers getting back on the right side of zero. I wouldn't necessarily think that's going to be the case. We'll have a slight breeze here, and really doesn't take much as we head into tomorrow morning to create those wind chills back below zero. But it's just about the last day we'll have to deal with that. Road temperature-wise, though, that should try to help things out. You notice it tries to swing those freezing temperatures back to the north here. Doesn't get all the way through mid-Missouri, but I think we'll at least see enough that anything that is left out there, and it looks like it's a little bit less than what we once thought, certainly going to be getting out of mid-Missouri. More sunshine on the way as we head into Friday. Do have some clouds in store on Saturday, but warmer weather on Saturday. We continue that warming trend throughout this weekend. 50 degrees by Sunday. We'll continue that on to the first day of our work week, it looks like, getting back into those low 50s here as we start off the work week, at least on a better foot than what we were tracking yesterday. But we are looking at a cool down now. we're going to have to time that system out because we could see some wintry weather with that as we head into Monday night into Tuesday. But again, that's about 5 to 6 days out. Of course, it's not Wednesday, so I have a little bit of a tendency not to believe that right now.
Right.
We'll continue to track that as we get closer.
I don't know if you guys saw, but Jefferson City residents, 1 degree.
A single degree. At least we're on the right side of zero.
That's fair.
For now.
For now, exactly. Until it changes probably tomorrow.
We got data coming in right now, so.
Okay, sounds good. Well, we're going to go back out to our team coverage this morning as we have crews monitoring these road conditions for us on this weather alert day. ABC 17 Storm Track forecaster Jenna Azera is joining us now, and she has been driving around Columbia all morning long for us. And Jenna, it looks like you are on Mizzou's campus. I know you were telling us earlier, it's like an ice skating rink out there in some of these areas.
That's right, Deb. In some places on the campus, you might be beneficial to wear some ice skates if you're going to class this morning. I am standing off of Rollins Street, and we are standing in front of Tiger Fountain. We're on a patch of ice here. I have a handy-dandy road thermometer, and using this on the ice, we're sitting here about -3 degrees on the ground, and it is a solid sheet of ice. Take a look at my feet. We are definitely sliding around here on campus this morning, so be careful if you're headed out because it is going to be a cold one. Definitely want to bundle up. I have 2 pairs of jackets on, 2 pairs of pants on, and some thick UGG shoes. So definitely want to get out the door this morning, but bundled up and preheat that car too, because it's definitely going to be a cold one. This air is frigid, and as you can see, there are some flurries coming down. So it's definitely not stopping yet. Winter is in full force here, but like Kevin said, we might see a break as we head towards the weekend. So that's something we'll be looking forward to. Reporting live from Columbia, ABC 17 News, Jenna Azera.
All right, thank you so much, Jenna, and be careful walking back to that car. I don't want you to slip. Now, of course, you want to stay up to date with the cold and slick roads on this weather alert day. You can check current conditions and hear from the Storm Track weather team on when we might warm back up. Just download that Storm Track weather app for free from the Apple or Google Play Store. Time now is 5:53. Ford is recalling 240,000 SUVs and cars because of a suspension part that can fail, and it could cause a crash. Now, the recall involves the Ford Flex, the Taurus police car, Taurus SHO, and the Lincoln MKT from 2013 through 2018. Ford says it hasn't received any reports of crashes because of the issue quite yet. Dealers will replace the faulty part for free. The company plans to start notifying affected owners in early March. And the families of 3 female high school runners have filed a federal lawsuit to block transgender athletes in the state of Connecticut. Now, lawyers argue that allowing the athletes with male autonomy to compete has kept girls from winning titles and also scholarships. The suit centers around 2 transgender sprinters who have won 15 state championship titles since 2017. State athletic officials say the policy follows an anti-discrimination law, which forces schools to treat students by the gender they identify as. And 2 football players for Ohio State University are off the team after they were charged with rape and kidnapping. Now, the men were booked into jail early yesterday, and they are scheduled to be in court this morning. A woman said she started having consensual sex with one of the players before the other came into the room, and they both raped her. Ohio State head coach Ryan Day says the players did not live up to the standards or expectations of the program. And a new study says the BP oil spill was far bigger than originally estimated. The spill happened after an explosion and a fire at the Deepwater Horizon oil rig in 2010. The incident dumped 170 million gallons of oil into the Gulf of Mexico. Researchers are now saying that some of the oil wasn't actually detected by satellites that tracked the spill. They claim the oil field was about 30% larger than believed, reaching all the way from Texas to Florida. BP has not commented on the news study. And we are continuing to monitor road conditions on this weather alert day. Here is a live look out of Jefferson City as the bitterly cold temperatures greet us this morning, along with some possible slick conditions. We'll check back in with our crew in just a few minutes. The time right now is 5:55.
Time right now just after 5:57 here in your weather on the 7s. Here's a look at some of these wind chills we're expecting later today. Don't expect it to get much more warmer than that 0 degrees for that feels like temperature. We're tracking these wind chills and those road conditions coming up here after the break.